Hello YouTube, this is me, Prodigious here again. This is actually me re-recording this because I realized until after I already had originally uploaded it that this video's audio quality had some issues with it, thanks to some alerts going off on my phone in the background. So we're going to try this again. Alright, so for this deck profile that I want to showcase here using the DCGO, we're going to look at Omnimon Alter-S. So the goal of this deck is to basically piggyback off of two Digimon digivolving back to back with each other using their effects to get to your main boss monster, and that is Omnimon Alter-S. So what he does is he can DNA from a blue level 6 and a red level 6. He can also just digivolve from a level 6 for a cost of 6 in those colors. But mainly you're going to DNA him. He has, when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8000 DP or less, and return one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. Now, what makes him so unique, especially for these particular colors of mainly black in this deck, is his next set of abilities. He has all turns, and this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by one of your effects. Play one Blitz Greymon and one Caress Garurumon from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the costs. Then, place this Digimon at the bottom of your security stack face down. So he gives you a sticky body that will just produce 2 more bodies, and he also gives you recovery by putting a 15k body into your security. So that's not bad at all, considering this is mainly black. Now, we're going to go ahead and go over our Digi-eggs. We are running 4 copies of Sunomon. Now, unless I say otherwise, majority of these cards for this deck all comes out of the same set. This is from EX4. So Sunomon here is your turn once per turn. When one of your other Digimon digivolves, draw a card. It's going to become very much in handy since you're needing draw power, so you can continue to piggyback off of your Digivolutions. Now the next card we're going to look at is 4 copies, at least in my version of it, of Agumon from BT12. He does cost 1 to digivolve on top of our egg, but that can come in handy if you want to go ahead and just pass memory to your opponent and keep them choked at 1. He offers the on-play ability of reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, and add 1 Digimon card with Greymon or Omnimon in its name, and 1 Tamer card with Tai Kamiya in its name among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. It also has the handy inheritable of, while this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, it gains 1000 DP. So this is going to be one of our searchers, and the majority of our rookies are our searchers. Now the next thing we're running is 4 copies of Agumon here, also from EX4. And he has, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with Greymon in its name, and 1 Digimon card with Gabumon, Garurumon, or Omnimon in its name among them to your hand. Place the rest on top of your deck in any order, so take note of that. So basically him and the Gabumon we're about to look at both do a similar thing, of where they look at the top 3, you try and grab a card that is in sequence to the appropriate Digimon you played, and then you can grab rather an Omnimon or the opposite line that you're trying to piggyback off of. But it puts those cards, after you get done searching, back on top of your deck. So it can be like a double-edged sword sometimes, because sometimes you might do a decent search, grab like 1 or 2 cards, you get to see a 3rd card and think, ooh, can't wait to draw into that. You Evo and then you draw into it. So that's great. Bad news is you could also go ahead and hard play it, do a search to try and find a piece you're looking for, and you whiff pretty bad. And everything gets put back on top, and before you can dig any deeper into your deck to really get it, you have to wait until you've already drawn into those cards. He also has a nifty inheritable that helps with the piggybacking part, and that is your turn once per turn. When one of your other Digimon digivolves, gain 1 memory. Now we're having 4 copies of Gabumon. Like I said, it's very similar. He has on play, reveal the top 3 cards, add 1 Digimon card with Garurumon in its name, and 1 Digimon card with Agumon, Greymon, or Omnimon, and then same thing, put them back on top. He also has the same inheritable. So again, just remember, the majority of your searchers in your rookies here, search top ever so many, and then put whatever is left back on top. So now we're going to go into our champions. We are running 4 copies of Garurumon, also from EX4. Him and Greymon have pretty much the exact same or similar text of, in Garurumon's case here, when digivolving, one of your other Digimon may digivolve into a level 6 or lower Digimon card with Greymon in its name in your hand for its Digivolution cost. When you would digivolve with this effect, reduce the cost by 2. He also has the inheritable of Reboot. Then we have 4 copies of Greymon, and he does the same thing but opposite. He helps you do the same thing but with a Garurumon name card. And he also has the inheritable of Reboot. Now to help fill in the gap when it comes to our champions, and at least in my version of it anyway, I'm running 2 copies of this guy that looks somewhat familiar to the Royal Knights deck. This is Omnimon. So he's a weird little fella. He has, while this Digimon card is revealed from the deck, its name is also treated as Omnimon in text on there, so if you do reveal him during your searchers, he's considered to be Omnimon, so you can grab him. He also has blocker. He can Evo on top of a level 3 for 3, or you can hard play him for 5, but we're about to get into that part right now. He has the on-play effect of, if it's your turn, one of your other Digimon may digivolve into a black Digimon card with Greymon or Garurumon in its name in your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2. So it kind of helps fill in that gap just a little bit. He also has a Digicross ability of -1 for each of the up to 2 total cards that you can put underneath him. So when you do hard play him, you can put rather an Agumon or Greymon respectively, along with a Gabumon or Garurumon respectively, to reduce his Digivolution costs up to 2, so that means he's only a 3 cost when you hard play him, putting him on par with a rookie. And then last but not least, he has, when attacking, once per turn, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon as an inheritable source. So this can come in handy if for some reason you did not draw into your proper pieces, like say for example, you have a Greymon, but you need a Garuru, or vice versa. You happen to have a second copy of the same thing, and you have like a couple of rather Agumons or Gabumons in your hands just sitting there not really doing anything. Well, what you can do is go ahead and just hard play him, put the extra Garurumon or Greymon, like I said, it could be either or if you have extras of in your hand, but it's not the appropriate one you need the other one of. And then when you hard play him, you can put that along with the spare rookie underneath him, and then that will still trigger the ability of making somebody else Digivolve, and you can still continue the piggybacking. Alright, now we're going to go into our level 5s. We're running 4 of each, of course, of EX04's Metal Greymon and Were Garuru. Much like we saw with Garuru and Greymon, they have a similar effect on when Digivolving, of where when you Digivolve one, you can Digivolve somebody else into the opposite and then reduce that cost by 2. But otherwise, they have built-in effects of blocker on both, as well as an inheritable of blocker on both. So a good tactic to do in this deck is if you can actually go up your chain proper, once you get into your ultimate forms, you can probably start getting a little bit of chip damage in and just swing with your ultimates, because they will have reboot and blocker. So that means they can swing opponent's turn, reboot, and be ready to block. Now we're going to go into our mega forms. So I'm running 4 copies of Cress Garurumon here. Now what he does is he has Digivolves from a black level 5 or a blue level 5 for 4, or Digivolves for 3 from a Were Garurumon. When Digivolving, you activate one of the following effects below. You can rather choose any number of your opponent's Digimon so that their play cost total is up to 6 and return them to the bottom of the deck. You could choose to have one of your other Digimon Digivolve into a level 6 or lower Digimon with Greymon in its name from your hand without paying the cost. Or this Digimon and one other of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand for the cost. So, very versatile. You can either have him do his own thing and attempt to bounce stuff. You can go ahead and use his effect to help you Digivolve your partner up a level at no cost. Or third, if you happen to be passing memory over to your opponent and you want to get that final Digivolution into Omnimon, just DNA. Now he also has the inheritable that will come in handy underneath Omnimon of, when attacking, if this Digimon has Omnimon in its name, return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. So next, we have my personal favorite of the two. We have Blitz Greymon. So similar to Cress Garuru, he can evo from a level 5 black for 4 or a red for 4. Or Digivolve from a Metal Greymon for 3. And pretty much a similar effect in terms of the choosing one of 3 abilities part. The only thing that's different is his first ability is Digivolve 1, 3 of your opponent's Digimon. So same thing, you can rather do your own thing and Digivolve stuff, or you can help somebody else Digivolve up, or you can DNA. But last but not least, he has the inheritable of, when attacking, once per turn, if this Digimon has Omnimon in its name, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So, very strong. And of course, we already went over the idea of going into our big boss monster of Omnimon Alter-S, but there is an even further level beyond that that we can go into to potentially win for game if our opponent is at 3 security. And that is Omnimon Alter-B. Now this monster, you can evo him on top of a level 6 for 5, that is black, or he Digivolves from an Omnimon level 7 in name for 2. He has, when Digivolving, Digivolve 3, one of your opponent's Digimon, then choose any number of your opponent's Digimon so that their play cost total is up to 6 and delete them. But what makes him a killer in terms of winning the game for you is his when attacking ability. When attacking, by trashing up to 3 level 6 or higher cards in this Digimon's Digivolution cards among your opponent's Digimon and Tamers. Delete one with the lowest play cost for each card trashed. If you trash 3, trash the top 2 cards of your opponent's security stack. The way the combo works is if your opponent is at least 3 security, and you have built up your DNA stack like proper with both Crest Garurumon and Blitz Greymon respectively, what you do is you DNA into Omni, if you haven't already, then Evo into this, you do his Wind Digivolving, and then when you swing, if they're at 3, you trigger Crest Garurumon and try to attempt to bounce something first. You trigger Blitz Greymon's when attacking effect to trash the security card. And then finally, in the sequence of when attacking effects, you trigger Omnimon Alter-B. So then you go ahead and trash Omnimon Alter-S, Crest, and Blitz from your sources. So on top of trashing some cards in play, because you trashed 3 cards, you're trashing the top 2 of their security. So you got 1 trash from Blitz Greymon's Inheritable, and then 2 more coming from his when attacking effect. And then, of course, you're in the middle of a swing, and as long as they have no blocker, that gives you game. Now, our important tamer for this deck is going to be also from EX4, and that is the Matt Ishida and Tai Kamiya tamer card. Now, what they do is when you play a Gabumon or Agumon, by suspending this tamer, gain a memory. So basically, for every copy of this you have in play, you're going to make the cost of your rookies that you're playing for searching cheaper. But that's not all. He actually has an effect that helps you in case you get stuck not able to get 2 Digimon on board so you can piggyback. It has once per turn when your Digimon Digivolves, if you have only 1 or fewer Digimon, you may play 1 Gabumon if that Digimon has Greymon in its name, or 1 Agumon if it has Guru in its name from your hand or trash without paying the cost. So if you're having issues keeping 2 things on board, like say the worst possible thing happened before you could get to your Omnimon Alter-S, your board got wiped, and now you just have like a lowly Agumon or Gabumon or Guru or Greymon in your raising, you push out, you Evo into the next stage that you do have in your hand. This tamer will activate and allow you to play an Agumon or Greymon, opposite of whatever it is you already have out. And that means you can go ahead and still continue the whole piggybacking process that very same turn. Now, another card that I'm running, at least in my version of the deck, and I actually originally had 2 copies of Omnimon Alter-B in here, but I took one out. I'm trying it with this because it feels like this card actually could be potentially just as good, you know, longer game wise. But you're free to do what you want in terms of your card choices. But for me, I'm trying 1 copy of, from BT5, Tai Kamiya and Matt Ishida. It has start of your turn if your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. So nothing to scoff at since we actually don't really have a memory setter in this deck. He also has the your turn effect of all your Digimon with Omnimon in their names gain security attack +1. So if for some reason we don't actually draw into our Alter-B, this can still be just as good, because once we get into at least Alter-S, at least our Alter-S is swinging for 2 checks on top of Blitz Greymon's ability to trash 1. Alright, now another controversial pick, at least in my version of the deck. Most people might not even run this at all. I'm running 2 copies of the option card called Ad's Beast Blade and Shining Dragon Bullet. This card is a pretty good bridge in case you, again, are having issues getting both megas on the board to DNA, because it basically allows you to focus on getting at least one mega out, and then if you can get another of the opposite in terms of, like, say, a Gabu or a Garuru, an Agu or a Greymon, you can basically go ahead and just skip the other sources and go straight into your mega form of that said chain. Because here's what it reads. It says, main, activate one of the effects below. If you have a Caress Garurumon in play, one of your Agumon or Greymon may Digivolve into Blitz Greymon in your hand, ignoring the Digivolution requirements and without paying the cost. If you have a Blitz Greymon in play, one of your Gabumon or Garurumon may Digivolve into a Caress Garurumon in your hand, ignoring the Digivolution requirements and without paying the costs. So it can help you bridge that gap in case you're not drawing into your level 5 that you need. It also has a handy effect to be triggered in Security, where it says you may play one Gabumon or Agumon from your hand or trash without paying the cost, then add this card to your hand. So it's a fairly decently good card that I think does not get as much love and attention as it should for this type of deck, because it can help bridge that gap. And then again, my own personal take on this, I'm running a very unique card that I think is important, and that is the blue card from EX2. As I've already mentioned, a lot of our searching is mainly done through our rookies, and the majority of rookies of Agu and Gabu search top 3, but then put stuff on top. As I already said, that can whiff on you. So we need sometimes a way to go ahead and dig a little bit deeper. I'm running one copy of the blue card because it helps us do just that. So while you have a Tamer in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. It's a 3 cost. The main effect is to reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may Digivolve one of your Digimon into one non-white Digimon card among them without paying the memory cost. If you don't, add one Digimon card among them to your hand and place the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. So, if nothing else, if for some reason you just don't have the right pieces and you whiffed on your search, you can play this for 3. You get to search through the next top 5 cards of your deck, which means you have better chances of finding something. And even if you don't find what you're looking for to Digivolve with its effect, you still get to at least add a card into your hand. And the best part is it says to search and Digivolve into something that isn't a white card. So, say if we're already at Omnimon Alter-S and we're looking for our Alter-B as an alternative win condition, well, Alter-B is a black card. So we play this, we hope to try and find it, and if we do, great. If not, except for Omnimon Alter-S himself, we can grab anything else in here other than our Tamers and other option cards. It also has the added benefit of its security effect, of you may play one Tamer card from your hand without paying its memory cost. So again, just another great way to go ahead and get more copies of our dual colored Tai Kamiya and Matt Ashidas, or even this one right here. But that's basically it right there. So the main goal is just to piggyback, get your big boss monster out, make a couple of pokes here and there, and keep yourself alive until you can get to your end goal. And your end goal is to at least get to Alter-S. And then your next end goal is to hopefully rather draw into the Tai and Matt Ashita that gives you Security Attack Plus, or better yet, Omnimon Alter-B. But anyway, I'm sorry if this recording has been seen before, and like I said before, it got messed up and I didn't realize it. But we're fixing it now. So again, I ask if you have stick around and listened to all this and like my content that I've been producing so far, even by a little bit, please hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out. I really do want to try and interact with my community as best I can. I'm still trying to grow my channel. But otherwise, this has been Prodigious, and I hope to show off many more decks in the future, along with some gameplay. But anyway, I will see you next time.